Hi everyone, this is Telynn of TelynnSpiritTalk.com. I am here with you to do another reading for today, January 19th, 2020. This is a general reading. Much of what comes across in the cards will resonate more with some of you today, and much of what comes across will resonate with the rest of you on another day, or it could be a mix of both. It's really interesting how time works, considering there really is no such thing as time. Everything is happening in the now. There really is no past, no future. It's all in the now. So in this now, our first card today is the lightning bolt. This card came across a couple of days ago when I did a reading. It signifies a splitting apart of something so that something new can come into being. A new situation, a new relationship, your higher self. There's all these different versions of ourselves. We are always growing and learning, especially when we're paying attention to growing and learning, when we're on a spiritual path, as opposed to when we're just being bounced around back and forth, or at least that's what it feels like. And it's not the case at all. It's what our 3D self, our earthly brain, will perceive when things aren't going our way. It happens to a lot of us. I've been through it. It took a long time to make sense of it completely. There were always pieces of the puzzle that were coming to me, and like everyone else, I will never have all of the pieces of the puzzle while I'm in this earthly realm. But the more I have, the easier it is to navigate through this world. And I've been getting more and more pieces of the puzzle and been more and more able to put them together into something that is starting to make sense. So when it feels like everything you have in life that leads to your security or aids in your security and your happiness, your comfort, even friendships, relationships, when all of that seems to be just disappearing and there's no reason for it. Sometimes people do have a reason why these things start to disappear, maybe their behavior, whether it, I don't like to use anything negative, but sometimes someone may view somebody's behavior as negative, or maybe the behavior is positive and it's causing people who are vibrating at a lesser frequency to fall away. It's your higher self who is guiding you. And it's so beneficial if you can learn to not attach to the outcome so much and just let your higher self lead the way. Again, I urge you to ask your guardian angels, your higher self, anyone from the spirit world who you feel comes from the love and the light to assist you on this journey, to guide you. Because it can be frightening. It can be frightening when all of a sudden your world doesn't make sense anymore and there is nothing that you have done to cause it to be that way. So I felt a need to come on today and remind all of you to trust in the universe, trust in your higher self, trust in the plan you may not even be aware that you made before you came here to this earthly realm for this incarnation. But if you can learn to do that more and more, everything will start to make sense more and more, and you will be more comfortable in your ascension, which is what we're all doing, trying to be of help to others, the world, the earth, animals, wherever your strongest love and energy flows. With me, it's largely to animals. I just love animals and I want to do everything I can to help them. They're the innocence of the world, among others. And to me, that's where I would love to be spending a lot of my energy. And I'm working towards that. In the meantime, we have the lightning bolt. And I expanded on that a little bit. It seems like there's something more I should be saying about that. Again, that an ending, even if it seems like it came abruptly, it can be because it had to happen that way so that the plans you made before you came to Earth in this incarnation, so that those plans can finally come to fruition. It's time. You'll know when it's time. Basically, this card, I think, is trying to tell me to share with you to accept things that may seem negative and try to move past them. Feel the emotions that are being caused, that come about from anything that we perceive as negative in this life. Feel the emotions, let for as long as you need to without going into overtime on that, and let them wash through you so that you can move past it. If we try to deny emotions, stuff them down, they're going to come back. They're not being healed and dealt with. So heal them, deal with them, let them wash through you so that they don't continue to be begging to come up in ways that are not always pleasant. And next we have the clearing the way. We had this card the other day. This is part of the lightning bolt breaking apart things. It's so that it can clear the way for what you came here to do in this life. It's all part of the ascension process, and it's all positive. Next we have the Divine Physician card. This card is indicating in this reading that there's something left to be healed. So if you feel you're not ascending much, and for those of you who are really new to this spiritual awakening and this spiritual journey, please know that it will come in steps. You're not going to all of a sudden be healed of everything that's ever hurt you in this life or even in past lives. It's a process. So be aware to pay attention to the things that are coming up to be healed. And some of them may be painful. Sometimes you may feel that you need to contact a counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, and by all means, if you feel that way, do so. Other things that may not feel that devastating, but still have been kind of continuing to come up in your awareness, and you feel you can work on by yourself, by all means, go for it. But never hesitate to seek help, professional help, if you feel that it's called for. We have the Queen of Roses. The Queen of Roses always signifies love. And in this case today, it's coming across that it's about self-love. If you can nurture yourself, as many of us were lucky enough to have wonderful mothers, if you can nurture yourself in a loving, motherly way, that will aid in your ascension more than just about anything. Learning to love yourself, appreciate yourself, respect yourself, like yourself is key to navigating through this 3D world in the best way possible, and also key to your ascension, your spiritual journey. And one thing I was reminded of recently, when you come from an environment, a childhood that was less than positive, and therefore don't really know what it's like to have a nurturing female person in your life, in this life, you can go back and rewrite it in your mind. I did this recently for something that occurred in my childhood, which I will share at a future date. And it felt great. Let me give you an example so it's easier to understand. Let's say you had a childhood friend who belittled you, made you feel bad when you were at school. So a lot of us will relive moments like that, which is our spirit trying to heal that. So you can do that. You can maybe do both. The other thing that is very beneficial that I was reminded of recently is to picture that scenario where that person who was hurting you, belittling you, making you uncomfortable in whatever way, when you're in that situation, this time that person, child, whatever, comes up to you and makes you feel wonderful. Again, nobody can make you feel anything, but a lot of times we think it can. So use that scenario where this child comes up and says, hey, you kicked that ball amazing, you saved the game, where they're complimenting you, where they're making you feel different than the feeling, allowing you to feel different than the feeling that had been what you remember from the past. So you're recreating a memory. And the more you recreate that memory in your mind, the more the little neurons and connections, that the neural pathways that our brain makes, the more strong those become. And so pretty soon you're not as attached to the old memory. You're more attached to the new memory because it's more recent and you've given it more energy and more power. So that's another way to kind of rewrite the past in your favor. It works sometimes for some things, other times it may not feel like it's working. But these tools that we're given to aid us and to get us through the more difficult times, the more painful memories, when they're at our disposal like that, try them. It's always beneficial to put into action anything that you feel is going to be of a benefit to you. Again, we have the balance card. This came up the other day recently. Life is about balance. Don't try to put too much of your time into work. I realize we all have to work to make money to survive in this world, but allow a balance. And usually you can carve out time. I remember when I closed my store and thought I need to work constantly now to try to, recoup some losses and, get on even footing again financially. And I wouldn't even stop working long enough to go for a walk on the beach. I mean, I still slept, my 6 to 8 hours and, ate and did things like that. But as far as anything extra, I just wasn't going to allow myself to do. And then I started doing small steps. I would stop working for maybe 20 minutes and go for a short walk. And eventually I was able to get it up to an hour where I would go for a walk on the beach for an hour. It's a little cold now to be doing that, so my exercise routine has changed a little bit. But that's just an example of balance. I was working too much. I needed the balance. And what's really funny, even though I took that hour off, my income didn't go down. I actually saw it go up. So it's the universe is wanting to work with you. Because I allowed myself that much needed time to exercise and clear my brain, I was rewarded by not losing any of the money that I was thinking I was going to lose, and I was actually making a little more during that time. So take it for what it is. For me, I saw the results. I know it works. Oh, I love this card. The Treasure. Now, this will often mean that something big is coming your way. It could be a windfall financially. And the feeling that I'm getting as I'm holding this card today is that's what it means. It will mean different things at different times, as I always tell you when you have different readings. Because the energies that are coming through that are assisting me with this is not coming from my mind. This is coming from the energies who assist me in this and in all endeavors. Anyway, as I was saying, something big is coming. Something good. It's some kind of it definitely feels financial. So if you've been struggling financially, as we all do from time to time, that's not going to be occurring for much longer. So something to look forward to for many of us. Oh, next we have the Queen of Keys. That was sitting right up waiting for me. It's different from the Queen of Roses in that we're being given a key. The key, it goes along with the Treasure, the card that just came up about the Treasure. You're going to be receiving a key, and I don't mean a literal key, although I guess it could be. There's keys to safety deposit boxes. Some of you may be getting ready to inherit and don't even know it. And so you might be given a key to a safety deposit box. So for some, it will be a literal key. For others, it's a key that's being given to you as a gift in your mind. I remember one time I needed to find something and it was important and I was stressing out, and the only person who could tell me where it was had passed recently at the time. And I stressed about it for 3 days. This is much earlier in my ascension. And I stressed about it for 3 days, and finally on the fourth day I just had to let myself calm down about it, and that's when it came to me. And I don't usually hear things as in actual words. That was given to me in actual words, and I was told where the item was that I needed to find. And boy, was that a relief. And so it's little things like that that help you to start realizing that there is a higher part of you that's assisting you, whether it's your spirit guides, your higher self, your guardian angels. Just know that you're not alone here. So often we feel like we are alone. We are never alone. We have these beautiful, wonderful entities that come from the love and the light who plan to be with us through this journey here on earth, but we often forget that we made these arrangements. These arrangements is the best word, with the beings who come from the love and the light, as do we. Next time around, we may be the ones who are assisting people on earth who have chosen to come. Sometimes our spirit will choose to stay back and help someone who is coming down into this earthly realm to make a difference in this world. And when I say make a difference, we may not even know what the difference is that we made. We just go about our lives asking to be guided, which is what I'm telling you what we should be doing, asking to be guided so that we can fulfill the plans that we came here, that our higher self chose to come here to accomplish. And so you may help someone who goes on to do something amazing for the world, and you may already be transitioned when that happens. So try not to stress out. Try not to be trying to figure out what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. We're all guilty of that. We all do it. And it's a good way to stress yourself out. But for those of us who are trying to avoid stress and who have done that and saw nothing come of it, if you can just relax a little bit and ask your higher self to guide you, you're going to find some amazing things along the way. And that key will most likely be there, and you may not even recognize it as a key, but most of you will. Oh, again, we have the fated meeting card. So, yeah, this is about romance. Either the relationship you're in is going to be deepened, or you're going to meet the person who has been in your field but unable to come to you because you both had healing work to do. And again, trying to say when this is going to happen is really difficult because of the illusion of time. It's just, time is an illusion of this 3D reality. But for some reason 3 is coming to me. So maybe it's 3 months. 3, 6, and 9 are very significant numbers. Look that up one of these times when you're bored and you want to look things up on YouTube or just Googling it. Next, we have the chess game. When we come to Earth, I compare it more to classes in school, but a lot of people feel more comfortable understanding it as a game. And so take away what resonates with you, what works for you mostly. For me, it is the taking classes that allow us to ascend to higher levels and to help the earth, animals, people. But a lot of people view it as a game. And when you view it as a game, it's not as comfortable for me because I often picture somebody else with the controllers. I like to picture my higher self in control all the time. But this card came up for a reason. So as far as I can tell, I'm just supposed to share with you how some people view this life. I may be wrong. There may be something that comes later in this reading that clarifies this card more. In fact, I think I'm going to draw another card right now so that I can better clarify what that would mean. The chess game. Wishes fulfilled. Okay, that makes sense. you're winning at the game. That's what it means. When we're playing any kind of a game, we like to win. We learn something whether or not we win the game, but in this case, the wishes fulfilled card that I pulled to clarify what the chess game card meant is that you're winning this game. So don't ever try to never feel like you're fighting a losing battle. I know a lot of days, many of us are going to feel that way, but then we will rebound. And so try to remember the words, the vibration of the words that I'm sharing with you, the vibration that's coming from the cards, so that you can help yourself pull out of that negativity quicker. And maybe you'll never fall into those little pits where you feel negative. But for many of us, it's going to happen from time to time. And we have little things that help us vibrate a little higher to get us back up to where we are normally. So hold on to those things. Okay. I also want to pull from my Oracle deck, my Butterfly Oracle deck. And the card that comes up is Courage. So this kind of goes along with the theme of today. It does take courage to navigate through this world. When we allow our higher self to be more in control, again, by meditating, a great way to allow your higher self to come out to play, as I call it, to be in charge, you're going to be given more courage, more of what you need to get through this life as comfortably as you can, even successfully, which I don't define success as monetary items. So when I say to be successful in this life is to have a smile on your face or in your heart much of the time. That's success. When you feel good emotionally about yourself and about the world you find yourself in, that's where the success is. So this card is reminding you to feel that courage. Feel the courage that's in you. Do things that make you feel good. And I will expand more on the different things you can do. And like I said before, you can always go to my website to reach me and I can help you one-on-one. It's Telynn, Telynn, spirittalk.com. I accidentally used the @ symbol in a video I made a couple of days ago, so I apologize for that. And then next I'm going to pull from my Reiki deck. And the card we have today is Harmony. So being in harmony with yourself, in harmony with others, in harmony with nature, these are things that make us feel good. These are things that assist us in this journey, in this 3D realm that we chose to come here to do. Things we wanted to accomplish, lots of different reasons why we come here. Sometimes it's to play, but it's always we seek harmony. And so this card is reminding us to do those things. Right now you might be thinking, I really want to go for a walk. And if you live in a place where the weather isn't too bad today, do that. Maybe just even looking out the window. Something that kind of breaks up the day for you and puts a smile on your face and in your heart. Something that brings more harmony into your day or your evening. And then lastly, I'm picking a card from my Abraham Hicks deck. And it says, I am a vibrational being in a vibrational environment. Again, reminding us all that we are so much more than this physical form. And the more that you can resonate with that, the higher you're going to vibrate and the better you're going to feel the majority of the time. It's all little increments, little steps, but they do get you higher and higher. You have many selves in this life. You're always stepping into a higher timeline when you're on this physical or spiritual ascension journey in this physical body. So do your best. Some days you just may need to hibernate and close out the world. When you need to do that, try to do that. I know sometimes finances don't allow. Even if you end up reading a favorite book for an hour in the evening, half an hour, taking a bath, something that is just for you. Do your best to honor yourself. Meditate. Remember, as I was saying before, if you just start out meditating for 10 seconds, you've accomplished 10 seconds of meditating. 10 seconds where your mind wasn't in control and your spirit got to come out a little more. And then next time it may be 20 seconds, a minute, 10 minutes. It's all about increments. And starting doing things like this that make you feel better really make you feel better. You can go, wow, I never had done that before and now I've done it. Doesn't matter if it was only 10 seconds. You did it. Anyway, I wish you all the love and the light, and I will be back to talk to you again soon.